and welcome to another episode of
Illyria is also famous.
And that's certainly not least because Sir Asphodel, Silver Dragon Paladin, played by Airdox. Hello!
Hello!
Every time it makes me so happy. What happened last time, gang?
Stuff happened right at the start, where it was all sorts of popcorn.
Yeah, definitely.
Illyria and Asphodel had some sort of interchange in the middle of the street, saying, Asphodel saying you can't do anything, and Illyria wants to do something, and you're just like useless, and then they kind of like had hissy fits, and Asphodel went to say, I'm gonna go protect the people, or like get out of
Town.
Vallaki, the people that we want, Asphodel likes, I suppose. And Illyria was like, no, we should go over here and talk to the father or whatever, or something else other than what Asphodel wanted to do. She wanted to go to the inn, I think, to find Rictario. I forget.
Oh no, she went.
No, Illyria was about to. First of all, she just went away to cool down, and then she wanted to go to Lady Wachter.
Oh yeah, she wanted to go to Lady Wachter. Yeah, that's right. Agreed. So, when you guys left, it was just Nix and Kelvin, and we were like, well, we could do some hot looting, but instead, Van Richten, or Rictavio, in the middle of the street, caught Nix's eye, and then dipped into an alleyway, all seductive-like. And we were like, hey, what does he want? He's certainly giving me the eyebrow wiggle, so we better check that out. So
you gave the eyebrow wiggle, not the other way around, but sure.
there was certainly mutual wiggling. And so like we went down the alleyway, and then like by that time Illyria was like, hey, I should return because I don't need more than 6 seconds to cool down. So by that time we were talking to Rictario, who was saying you should get out, whilst Asphodel...
No, he demanded to know what the concert situation was with with Illyria.
The concert?
The consort.
Consort.
Consort? Oh, the fact that she was like interested in
Yeah,
Strahd?
because.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the other way. Okay. Well, anyway.
Well, Strahd was interested in her, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And then Asphodel went like away with like she kidnapped some kids, and left Vallaki to go to I don't know, like some fishing cabin on the side of the lake, where there was literally no undead or humanoids, and she was like, this is nice.
Very good. Yeah, you talked to Octavio, and like, aren't you Richten had his son taken? And he's like, well, duh, obviously. And then Illyria kind of dodged his question, and you demand to know if he's working for Strahd.
Yeah.
And he says that his life mission is based on killing monsters. Gives you three choices. Either to fight in the bloodbath, escape from the bloodbath, or sacrifice yourself or Richten to Strahd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Illyria was like, I'm gonna give myself up because, you can't see any other way out, and nobody else can be hurt except for me, because this is all my fault for some reason. And Nix was like, no.
That's not what she said.
She was like, I'm gonna like just go and talk to Strahd, quote unquote, just talking. As if that was something, Nix thought it was an unwise decision. Instead, Illyria decided to have a conversation using her necklace and finding out it's a direct communication. to Strahd, and she was like all inner monologue style, couldn't hear anything else outside of that conversation. And Illyria pleaded with Strahd to say, hey, we're on the case, just give us a bit more time.
Yeah.
We'll find out what happened to your precious Vistani.
Yeah. And he's like,
Uh.
until nightfall.
Until nightfall, yeah. She comes out of it, she's like, I've got a solution, we can do this. And he's just like, cool, we got some time. And it's like, there's no time. And he was super frustrated.
But then behind you, Rickton says, no time required, I'm here.
And then Nyx gets a little bit angsty.
A little bit. Angsty. Why do I have a feeling? Why do I have a feeling that the shouting isn't over?
Well, I mean, there was certainly a visual representation of his angst as a fiery crown manifests itself over his head and beats him down with some fiery meteors. But then he holds back, given Illyria's there.
And also, Rickton arguing that if you're going to sacrifice him, then Strahd wants to have the pleasure of killing him himself.
Sure, but Nyx was like, yeah, but you don't need both your arms for that.
Woo! Speaking of arms tonight. Okay, you decide to sacrifice Rickton. You take all of his stuff.
Yep, for the greater good, because Illyria is the key here, not the lamb.
Oof. Okay, harsh. Alright.
Well, she was setting herself up to be a lamb to the slaughter.
True.
When Nyx was like, no, she's much more precious than that, and Illyria should not consider herself to be such a thing. So he was like, hey, I'm freaking disappointed in you for considering yourself to be anything more than precious. And she was like, oh, you're disappointed in me too? Damn.
Okay. Illyria, talk a little bit about Rickton. You learn about lesser rated vampires. Rickton also warns you that turning into a monster is a general bad idea.
Really?
Yeah. And he also reveals...
Why is everybody acting as if Illyria is considering being like, yo, Strahd, how about you turn me into a vampire?
Yeah. How about some of that, like, hot sake?
You were for a while, though.
Yeah, he was contemplating the theories of being turned into a vampire, and that's not so bad.
I mean, it is pretty bad. It's more like she's aware that, like, if this shit goes, like, really fucking bad.
Yeah, no.
It's
Also,
plan B.
Richter...
It's not a plan B, it's more like a worst case scenario.
Richter also explains that when he didn't think he could take Strahd in a fight, he made a secondary plan of starving him out by removing all of his Vistani friends to bring snacks for him outside of the mist. But he couldn't finish his mission because he was too weak. And then a
Boo-hoo,
suit
I
of...
didn't manage to finish my genocide.
Yeah, boo-hoo. And then a black armor without a head takes Rickton away into the mists. Then on the road, Asphodel, keep on searching for dangers around, and then Lottie asks who Jessica is, and she realizes that you have taken away Von Lucian's adopted son. And I love the little giggle fit that we had when we talked about that. It was very cute. Kelvin and Nyx, you get the letter from Asphodel explaining what she has done and with whom, and she will be back, but doesn't say where she is.
Mm-hmm.
You meet up with Lyria again, the cloud of bats come back, where Strahd declares that the guilty has been found and that Illyria has saved you all.
He is the savior, the celebrity of the day.
Yes. Alright. Fun stuff.
You need to update the session 34 notes. The guilty has been, and there is no verb.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I will take care of that later.
Mhm.
I will.
The guilty has been. That's
Has
it.
been. They
Come
have
and
been. Has-beens. Oh, there are two. Oh yeah, the intro song there is playing. Oh, I see. Now I know why it was weird. There we go. That was a problem. I was a miss for
I
myself.
think
Anyway.
my connection is getting a bit spotty for some reason. Be right back.
Okay. I'm going to start off in Valaki anyway, so no worries. What? Oh god, what is happening? The stress.
Oh, we also took Vanderkin's carriage,
Yes.
and we stole some horses in the chaos, and we were riding out of town to the east, to where that is when Illyria came back into town, as we were kind of riding towards the eastern gate, of which then Strahd says, "Bow before your savior, who is Illyria."
No, you were heading towards the stables to pick up horses. That's when Illyria came back.
Oh.
Yes. So, you
Okay.
haven't gotten yourself horses yet.
Am I back? I'm back.
Good. Alright. So, Illyria. You hold your breath. Your heart sinking deep in your chest. Beyond all the terrible things that have happened to you and the people around you, this is a fresh and terrible nightmare for you. Your pesky suitor, Strahd von Sarovich, have just declared that Valaki is safe from his wrath. Which is certainly a good thing, but it was paid heavily in Richten's blood. The last part of his pompous message, however, is what aggravates you. He declared you the savior of all of Valaki. In the silence that followed the departure of those blasted bats, the Barovians around you has already noticed your presence in the street. How could they not? Dressed in armor, with your rapier and your bright tuft of fiery red hair on your head. Time has strangely slowed down for you. You can hear your breath in your head as you see the expression of the Barovians around you morph from absolute fear and dread to elated relief. And that pent-up energy they are now going to unleash onto you. Then that silent, dreadful moment is over. The silence exchanged by a jubilant cry around you. Chanting your name over and over. They're coming closer, trapping you in physically and mentally with all of their expectations now placed upon your shoulders, how you are going to react and behave in the light of all of this. What do you want to do?
Illyria is probably going to somewhat futile, try to calm, the situations. I just did what was right and brought the right person to justice. There's no reason to thank me or anything.
They are going to swarm you.
Yeah. She's like...
Nyx, Kelvin, both of you are getting pushed towards Illyria. Several people are coming closer and wanting to shake her hand and give her things, touch her.
I want to scoop Kelvin and like kind of go to the side. Like I don't want to be part of this. Well, we know what it's like, little buddy, of getting a little bit too much attention, right? To the alleyway, to the alleyway. Admit to the alleyway.
Is it time to find the back door?
Yeah. In a non-proverbial sense, yes.
Alright. You are left alone. There's people and faces all around you. They want your attention all at once. You're getting touched without consent, like on your shoulders and on your back and your hair. And you're basically one red marker in a sea of brown and gray and black.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Illyria is like just continuing in her like futile attempts to get them to calm down a little and like trying not to like I don't know, like lash out or something.
Okay. Alright. Do you think a composure check here could be necessary, or do you want to go more for like a presence or manipulation check to calm everybody down?
I don't think she would like actually lash out, but she's definitely struggling with keeping up, like sort of like trying to be nice to everybody.
Yes, and it's getting impossible to do so.
She's like, please, there's really no need to thank me. I just didn't think that all of Valaki should have to suffer for something that nobody here committed.
Yeah, there's more people. You hear shouts of, "She's over here!"
God. Snakes.
There's actually a guard on the side of the street that kind of pushed some people away a little bit roughly. It seems to be a more of a mature woman looking down upon you. Pretty tall. Lady Lira, I don't think this is... We should probably get you somewhere safe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, step aside, Lady Lyria, wishes to go. Where do you want to go?
I mean, it would make sense to go to talk to Lady Wachter, right?
There's more people over at Lady Wachter.
Okay, well, maybe the, like, mansion?
Lady Lyria is going home to celebrate her hard work. Everybody step aside. No, sir, don't touch her. She enlists some help with some other guards as well, and they kind of create this little bubble, and you turn into like a mini superstar on the streets.
Because Illyria just loves attention.
Sure. But eventually it takes some time. The crowd gets a little bit more calm. You are basically deposited at the Burgomaster's mansion, and the guard kind of pushes you inside and says, "Stay inside. We'll, protect the front door." And
Thanks.
no worries.
That's what I get for trying to do the right thing.
Okay, what is Nix and Calvin doing?
Nick sees like the whole brouhaha of what's going on with Lady Illyria, and he like looks down to Calvin, like looking out into the street from the alleyway. He goes, "Well, we knew her before she was famous."
Do you think that we will get some kind of VIP visit?
I-
Backstage pass?
If anything is to go on, is remember that time when I decided it would be a good idea to recount a certain lustrous story at a tavern? You know,
Oh
on the road from the
no!
Protectorate?
Oh no! I threw up for like
Sh-
half an hour afterwards.
I'm not suggesting that Lily is going to throw up, but the amount of women that were genuinely interested was not that many. But still, one, I'm sure, maybe, was genuinely curious. And if you like multiply that by 100 people,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, 100 genuinely perhaps curious people could turn into a genuinely curious mob. Whilst it is admirable that Lady Illyria decided to do the right thing after some heavy coaxing, not taking any credit, it was all her idea. But still, who is to say if someone who is extremely grateful doesn't wish to own a piece of Lady Illyria?
Own a piece?
Her hair, some fingernails,
Oh,
an ear.
oh no! It reminds me of my second uncle.
Right, that's disgusting. But fame isn't exactly what it's made up to be.
And you should know.
Well, you saw how Sophia was all about wanting to.
You got one groupie, huh?
Hey, how many groupies do you have?
I have like 15 smaller cousins.
Okay, this is not time for measuring groupies. This is wondering about what the actual fallout is. I mean, Strad has basically told the whole town of Alaki that Illyria is his go-to girl. How can that be good for her? How can it be good for us?
I don't know.
I still-
I get a little bit of the feeling that perhaps it's isolating her. Perhaps.
Perhaps. I mean, equally, I could step into the street and say, "Hey, we know Lady Illyria. 1 gold piece per autograph." But
Wait, that's
I-
actually a great idea. Do you want to do it? Think about the money. Think about all the ladles.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that we want this attention, especially associated with Strad. We still should be mindful about the fact that what his identity means to the town of Barovia and what we intend to do. I still think we should stick to our plan. Let's try and get some horses and try and move this cart out of town, at least until Asura comes back.
All right. Okay. Well, I hate horses. You will do that. I will sit on the wagon.
You can certainly do that. Maybe if we mention, hey, these are for Lady Illyria, we can get that way.
I wonder what else we can get.
Don't push it, Kelvin. You are still carrying everything that Fenriton dropped. Oh no, we dropped disputed that. No.
Yeah,
We put that in the cart already.
Yes.
Okay.
Put it in the
Still.
next wagon. I'm just imagining this very nice china like saucepan to go with my ladle.
What?
And I can like cook mushrooms in it. You talk about this as you head to the stables. Okay. Inside of the Burgess Master Mansion, Illyria, take a look around. It's quiet, empty. There's a little bit of sound of that crowd outside of the mansion. What do you do?
That asshole better had some wine stashed away somewhere.
You head into the kitchen, into the pantry. You do find what seems to be a barrel with like a quarter left of wine in it, and all the other barrels are empty. But there's still some.
Lyra grabs some wine and basically just kind of like sits down and trying to, I don't know, like sort of like wait and hope that Nyx and Calvin eventually show up.
No. Okay, so you basically sit down by the fireplace in the kitchen and just drink alone.
Yeah, I mean, she wouldn't drink that much, but she's like, yeah, fuck this.
Alright. She's having some. I getcha. Okay. And indeed, you're able to procure one horse in the stables, Nyx. Everyone else has been taken. Gone with Lady Lydia, or with Victor, the two guards who went after them, and then the 3 horses that apparently Sir Asphoda has taken.
I don't know anything about that. But we only needed 1 horse anyway, so
Sure.
that makes sense. We'll need it back to the...
Yeah, what do you name it?
I don't name it.
Okay.
If you name it, you get attached.
Dave 2.0.
Okay, Dave Junior.
This is merely so Nyx's motivations at this point in time are less this is a good thing, but more, additional attention is not a good thing. So he is sticking to the plan as if the whole world is falling apart, and he wants to get out of Dodge just like Asphoda did, but with some creature comforts.
Okay. All right. You're able to, get that horse. Going back to the Blue Water Inn. There seems to be... It's boarded up. For now, there's nobody coming out and saying hello to you. It seems to be pretty quiet inside. But there are several ravens sitting on the roof of the building. But behind the establishment, you indeed find your wagon, and inside of the stables you have Boreas hooking.
I look over the wagon to see if it's been tampered with, or if there's anything sitting in there that shouldn't be.
Oh, I see. Make me a perception with intelligence as you go around searching. Yeah, you can get advantage, but Kelvin helping you.
Indeed.
17. Let's see. No, it hasn't been tampered with, but it hasn't been undisturbed either. During the incident with the wolves in the forest trying to murder your horses, your wagon took a little bit of punishment, and the top bit were broken by Asphoda climbing up on it. These parts have been rudimentary fixed. It's not perfect in any way, but somebody has done some basic repair work.
I think what we should do, Kelvin, is hook up the horses and move this cart to where Van Richten's cart is, unhook the horses, connect the horses up to Van Richten's, move our stuff into Van Richten's, and then, well, by that time, maybe try and get the Lyria out the back way. I don't know what's going on with the celebrities at the door, but Or groupies, rather. I don't know when Asphoda's coming back. I don't know where she's gone. Question is, where do we go?
I gotta say, I'm a little bit scared without Asphoda.
Scared? You've never been scared before.
Well, not for me, because, you know, I can handle myself in combat, but for you,
For me? What's wrong with me?
well, you know, he looks you up and down.
I look him up and down.
He consciously makes himself a little bit taller and flexes his muscles.
Are you calling me weak?
Do I even have to say it?
There are other strengths than muscles.
That's what people without muscles like to say.
We've never needed muscles before. It's always been you and me. What's changed here, Kelvin?
We being here has changed.
Well, it is a different kind of place, but you know, it's not like you haven't found any mushrooms. I promise mushrooms. Mushrooms were had.
That's true. But I rather face down, like, the worst tavern we have ever visited, be, like, trampled by angry lovers and thrown out into the dirt by a fuck ton of tavern keepers that gets angry that we don't pay them, rather than, you know, dealing with this.
You would prefer that. I mean, me too. I prefer neither if I had the option, but still, we've never had a cut before. Sure. Not with this heavy cut, but I do think that we are stronger together. I agree.
Well, that's true. It's been you and I for such a long time, Nix.
And here we are with two women who seem to be at each other's throats. That's exciting. But at the same time, we also have a mission here. And I consider
you family by now, Nix. You are definitely higher up on my list of people that I like in my family, higher than my uncle.
The one that saved body parts.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear it.
Good.
No bar, but whatever. So what do you think here? Do we return to the mansion with the cart and wait there for us for that?
Considering how many people is probably outside, it's probably safer to keep any wagons over here, where they don't know that Lady Aleria owns it.
True. Okay, so let's get the horses. Let's get the horses and go get that other cart. We bring it here and then we try and figure this out, okay?
Yeah, true. We also need to ask the ladies which wagon they prefer, because I don't want to get, them angry.
You want to ask ladies what wagon they prefer?
If you want to take the new one or the old one, or are we going to take both? Oh, we're going to get like a caravan fleet. Nix and Kelvin wagons and company, something like that.
You take a little too much bludgeoning damage to the head, Kelvin?
No, I just had it's just a mushroom.
Huh. Get the horses.
Get over what?
Get the horses.
Oh, yeah, yes. Scare is over. And indeed, you go with the horses to the Arasek stockyard, pick them up, heading to the stables of the Blue Water Inn, stationing the horses there and the second wagon as well. It's almost like I want to do the Zelda like sound. You have doubled your wagons. There you go.
Okay, so what's Asper doing in the meantime? Meanwhile,
well, we're actually gonna go to answer that a little bit later. We're gonna go to her in the night. In the meantime, we're still doing the evening here in Malaki.
okay,
Illyria.
then we return after that
Yes.
to the mansion. Yeah.
Yes. Illyria. There is somebody knocking on the door down the hallway.
Illyria's gonna like sort of like walk over and first sort of like trying to like see if she can tell if there's like still people outside.
Yeah. There's like a crowd there, like, you know, people gathering outside of some kind of superstar's home. And
Illyria sighs and just kind of like the door's still closed or just opens up like a tiny bit. It's like, who's there?
You open up a little bit of the door and see the very iconic black and red gown of a certain Lady Wachter.
Illyria opens the door and lets her in quickly.
There is a little bit of space outside of the door that the guards have created, and Wachter came with her own kind of retinue of protection. So it's not too bad, thankfully. And you look into the face.
I mean, yeah, Illyria just kind of like had enough.
Fair. She doesn't want to be seen by the crowd. I take it.
Yeah.
You look into the face of Lady Wachter. She seems like she hasn't had much rest. She seems quite exhausted. There's heavy rings underneath her eyes.
Do
And
you
her
want to
hair
sit
is a little bit frazzled. Oh, Lady Lyra, good to see you. Yes, please. I feel like I've been on my feet for too many hours. I didn't get much sleep this night either.
Can imagine.
Tell me, does this horrible place have anything similar to alcohol?
Illyria just kind of like just smiles, and as of now, it still does. I can get you some, and she just kind of like brings her towards this sort of like sitting room where she met like the mayor for like the first time, and grab some wine for Lady Wachter.
Yeah, she sinks down into one of the armchairs and looks around with a pretty disgusted look at all of the different hunting trophies that exist in this basically smoke room. But accepts it graciously, the cup when you get
I didn't
back.
really have much time to redecorate.
No, I imagine so. I didn't have much time to take care of Alaki either. Oh. Well, it didn't blow up. Seems in the last moment something happened, and apparently I got you to thank for that.
We simply managed to bring the person who attacked the Vistani camp to justice.
Oh, that's really good. Who was it?
You wouldn't know.
All right. But
Nobody from the lot.
nobody from Valaki. That's all I need to know. And What about this morning? I sent you out. After I sent you out to the Vistani camp to inquire what's going on over there, I graciously asked you also to take a look at the scene of escape by a Miss Lydia Petrovna.
Well, she obviously tampered with guards' minds.
Do I need to be worried? That there's
No,
some-
they're not, at least according to my companions, they're not under her influence anymore. But they're also not really to blame for what happened.
Alright, good. There's a little bit of air that goes out of her, and she's usually a pretty tall and imposing figure, but sitting there in the chair with this air of anxiousness coming out of her, she slouches, and she looks, I would say, rather humanoid like.
Wait, she did it before?
She was
Um.
a little bit of an imposing figure. But
Oh
not
yeah,
consciously.
I know what you mean, but that's just like, wait, she was humanoid before?
Well, I didn't want to say she looks human now because she's not
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. Look, I have that all the time where it's like, wait, they're only human. Wait, no, they're not. They're a tiefling.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you planning to do now?
Well, now that this thing hopefully is over, we want to continue our travels. I'd still like to go to Kresk eventually.
I would, no. I appreciate everything that you have done for Valaki, Illyria, but you taking all of this drama with you also sounds really good. I just want a year of nothing happening.
I do hope that nothing is going to happen in Black anymore.
Me too. Speaking of
But
Valaki,
yes.
I am a busy person, but let's try to disperse this crowd a little bit for you. It's at least what I can do. And also here, she reaches into a hidden pocket in the fall of her gown, brings up a number of documents that have kind of been wrapped around each other, kept together by a satin little rope. The deeds to the house, to your acceptance of your noble title inside of Valaki, and the letter of recommendation to all of its establishments.
Thank you.
Of course, I did promise. Then she stands up, kind of adjusts her clothing, make sure her sleeves are puffy and sharp, pulls a lock of hair behind her ear. Let's deal with this. And straight-backed and full of power. And
Illyria
authority.
kind of like chuckles a little just to herself.
Oh. She walks down the hallway. There's two front doors, double doors that he just burst open both of them at the same time. And upon seeing her, and then you behind her, and everyone go like, ah! And she steps boldly out on that slightly raised stone platform above the house. Ask a guard to step a little bit aside so everybody can see her pretty clearly from the front. Looks back to you with a questioning gaze of, are you ready?
Illyria kind of like also trying to, put on like her sort of like I don't know, persona in a way. Just nods.
And she then turns to the crowd, strong voice bellowing out. My fellow Valakians, we have truly been blessed by both the Morning Lord and the Night Mother. My wisdom and intuition proved right. Lady Illyria Fedamore is a vital ally for our city. Not only did she help me overthrowing the tyrant Vargas, but she has given the Count his true suspect. We spit on their name, whoever they were. Non-Valakian who have endangered us and hurt our allies the Vistani. In fact, Lady Illyria has also uncovered that this deplorable person was also guilty of the attack on our western gate. To Illyria Fedamore, we say that Valaki will always welcoming her, and we bestow upon her a second title, Saint Illyria!
Oh my.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And the crowd goes, Saint Illyria!
Illyria just sort of narrows her eyes at like they were responsible for the attack on the gate.
And she gives you a little bit of a smile and steps a little bit aside so you can say something to the crowd.
I am honored. I'm simply trying to help the people of Valaki to the best of my abilities. However, please do keep in mind that I am just a person. I don't just stay in school, don't do drugs, kids. Where was I? Sorry. I am just a person and I don't expect special treatment, and I would very much appreciate if I could have some peace and quiet now that Valaki is safe.
Water steps up again and says, oh, hush push. She is just being humble, but she speaks the truth. We need to let our saint and our Lady Illyria have her peace of mind so she can continue working for our continued prosperity. And as our first deed in celebration of this new era of Valaki and her people, we are going to send aid and friendship to our hurting allies, the Vistani, because we are stronger together! Woo! And there's some cheers, some more chanting, but Wachter shakes your hand. There's some more cheers, Wachter, Saint Illyria, woo! And eventually she steps down from the steps with her little retinue of guards, creating that bubble of protection, and disappears through the crowd. And there are actually people living. Nice. Not all, but there are people living.
Illyria sort of like, smiles and waves a little and disappears back into the house.
Presumably Nix and Kelvin are like at the back of this crowd watching, right?
Yes, you are. And I think I can hear like a huge face palm coming from Nix at the same part, huh?
We like collectively do like a double.
Yeah. All right. and there's actually like a clear path of going into the house now for you.
Okay. Nix puts on his, protectorate posture and strides confidently, unconfidently towards the front door. And walks through. Covered in tow. I have a feeling like Illyria is kind of like sitting on the stairs with her hands in her head. Her head in her hands.
Illyria is currently packing up her stuff, downing what's left in her wine glass, and like putting on like a cloak and a hood, and she's ready to get the fuck out of the back door.
Okay, Nix will go to where Illyria is packing, and like lean up against the door frame in the in between the door, like on the threshold, and just with his arms crossed and watching her. So Saint Illyria is it now?
Get rid of the crowd, my ass! I swear that woman. Holy shit! Can you not?
Oh my god.
This is perfect timing.
Sorry.
I mean, I try not to.
Kelvin looks up, biting down upon mushrooms, going, "Oh, you were talking? I'm very sorry. I
That's noisy mushrooms.
got overly passionate. I got
Let me
impatient."
just let me close my door.
Are those called squealing cat mushrooms or something?
Wow, what's timing? Alright, okay. Anyway, in the doorframe.
Yeah. And just like kind of cocky, like. So, I mean, should I address you as Your Eminence now, or what's the deal here? You seem to be very happy with such a title.
She just kind of like snaps like over to Nix and like looks quite furious and is like, I pretended to be happy about my title.
Pretend. But, I don't know. Illyria, some things you've been saying recently doesn't feel like you're pretending that much.
What do you mean?
You seemed very keen to give up on yourself. Is this just another way to give up?
What? Being called a goddamn saint? Heck no!
I mean more that you are becoming...
This is the dumbest thing that ever happened to me. And that very much includes being that vampire's newest fancy.
So this is all a dumb joke to you all. But,
yes, it is a dumb joke, and that's why I'm doing everything in my power to save this goddamn place.
Well, hold on now. You want to save this place? I thought you just wanted to get out.
As I told you, I want to help the people of this land.
Why? To what end? What do you get out of it? You're not from these lands.
But I see people suffering, and if I have any ability to change something about it, I will. And I'm very much aware of the position that I am in. I know that whatever the fuck he thinks I am is in some way important. We could probably use it to our advantage.
Okay. Saint Illyria.
Call me that one more time and I'll follow up on the threat of stabbing you.
I don't know that you will. You say a lot of things, Illyria. I guess I'm just looking for action. We've got a long way to go before we can be able to do anything with accepting.
And that's why I'm packing my stuff and we're heading out.
Where do you suggest we go?
I think one of our strongest leads might still be Cress. Although we could also try the vineyard. Ern mentioned his father being knowledgeable about history.
Perhaps, yes. I've noticed that it takes quite a lot of energy to actually get forward. And being complacent, we've got this furnished house. We have your adoring fans. We have Lucky here making us made men and women. But I can't help but feeling that this isn't really what we should be doing, or the complacency that we should accept.
I don't think any of us are complacent.
I hope not.
Nix, I don't want to be treated like some sort of star.
Then why did you accept the title?
I didn't feel like causing a scene, I just wanted it to be over with. Because I'll be out of this town tonight. Nix, titles don't mean anything.
Maybe not to you, Illyria, but to the people here in some backwater town that doesn't understand the intentions or the larger picture. They have little hope, and you are now their hope. Whether you like it or not,
Well,
you are
then
the
I better
figurehead.
follow up on that. I think we have some artifacts to find. And Illyria will just kind of like grab the stuff that she just packed up and sort of almost like somewhat roughly just like try to pass Nix.
Yeah, you allow him. I mean, he's not exactly strong, so you sort of easily push by him.
I mean, yeah, I think Illyria is stronger than Nix.
Oh, by quite a ways. And he kind of like allows it anyway. He's being a little shit at the moment.
Kelvin comes out into the doorway of the kitchen, still munching down upon some munching. Oh, we're leaving now?
Illyria wants to go. I think we should go. But I think...
But about the big dragon lady?
We can wait outside of town and probably...
Sure.
Or we could wait here.
Pretty nice digs.
I think what I want to do here is I want to go through Victor's things one more time. Maybe Vargas's. We haven't really explored the entirety of this house. Do a once around. Who knows what we might need to sell on the road. We haven't exactly come across hoards and hoards of gold, but I don't know exactly what it's going to take to become strong enough to take down Strahd. That's truly what we want to do. We shouldn't be timid about taking what we need. We have the things from Van Richten.
Well, it is ours now anyway.
Then let's just take what we need for the road. Take what's in the fridge before the kitchen before it spoils. Take anything worth of armoring or weapons. We use this time, and hopefully Asphodel will come back.
Sure. I'll have a look upstairs.
I'll look down here. Kelvin, look in the
Yes?
kitchen.
Well, I am so good at what I, do that is already done. The kitchen has been ransacked.
Put stuff in the bag. Get stuff to the front door.
But,
We leave soon.
Nix, what if I want to have it in my pockets?
Whilst the added flavor of your pocket lint is to the food that we eat, and I'm not complaining, I've had some solid pocket lint in my time whilst being with you. I'm not entirely sure the others have yet to acquire said taste of soup a la potted lint.
Pocket bacon. Best thing.
Sure. In a bag. I think it's probably better for now. And if you can't find the bag, there's a tablecloth. Take the tablecloth.
Fine. Kind of walks in and starts rummaging around.
I do the same thing, just like go in here and start rummaging around.
Alright.
Exploring.
Alright, let me bring you to the points of interest for speed's sake. Here we go. Right, you're just going around. Well, the bottom floor seems to be just points of socializing. You got yourself the dining room with a chandelier of wrought iron, polished wooden dining table. You got yourself that preparation room, which seems to be an extra room for the kitchen when dealing with handing out all of the food for the festivals. You got the place where you met Volakovic for the first time, a den with padded chairs and carpeted floor, reeks of pipe smoke, an angry bear mounted on the wall. Seems to be a pipe.
Anything behind the bear?
No, but there is like a pipe rack on this little thing here, and like tobacco in a box.
Sure. Take it.
Alright, so nice pipe you got yourself there. There's a little parlor beside the entrance where you can immediately take guests into to discuss something quickly in. And you also got the servants' room, who seems to be a rather empty affair. There seems to be two of the boxes. Now, one of the box still has the personal effects of what seems to be a male, considering the clothing. All the three other footlockers are empty. In the kitchen, Kelvin can tell you that even though it looks on the outside like a big mansion kitchen, it's actually not that well stocked. Everything seems to be kind of pushed to the front to make it look affluent, but it's not really the case.
Nothing in the pantry?
Except food stuff.
Well, we are going to be requiring rations, so...
Yes. But you can
Food
probably
stuff sack?
scrunch up probably at least... yeah, probably about 10 rations, but not more than that. Alright, and then on the upper floor, Illyria. Hello?
Yes.
You went off to search up here on the upper floor, so you head where you want to head, and I will tell you what you find.
Okay.
There we go.
Am I supposed to be on the upper floor?
apparently I only moved myself. Not you. Oops.
I was like, it took a while for me to click that, like, oh, you think that I'm there already? Sorry.
Oopsie doopsie.
I mean, she's just gonna.
There's this place you're going through is a beautiful gallery with framed landscape paintings lining the walls here, and red silk drapes over these 2-meter tall arched windows of leaded glass. It's quite a fancy hallway, but where are we heading?
I don't know. I mean, I think we've been to most of the rooms here, but she's just gonna like, sort of like go through like all of the rooms,
All right.
seeing if there's anything useful or valuable.
Inside of this room here, you quickly go into his office once more. The record part of this room has paper scattered all over the ground, with folders and books thrown down from the bookshelves. It's a mess.
We already checked like the desk the last time we were here.
Yes, but you did
Yeah.
leave it rather. Well, it was not as organized when you left the place, but it wasn't like this.
So somebody has been here?
Definitely.
Oh, well, Nyx kind of locked the door
Well,
last time.
yeah. Well,
Someone
the-
picked the lock.
yeah.
Locks! Damn you!
The door was slightly ajar when you got here, Lyra.
Is there anything that she can see as to like what if like they were looking for something, or if like there's like any like if they left anything behind, or just anything that might
Make me an investigation check.
Illyria, well known for her intelligence.
Making all the right decisions.
What do you mean?
He's smart.
Illyria isn't that bad, is
Alright.
she?
No, just roll.
Roll the dice!
I'm trying to!
Don't get psyched. He only teases.
You can do it.
Okay. I needed to check if she 20 plus 1. 17.
17. Ooh. You don't find anything in particular somebody has left behind, but what you do see is that their primary focus were rifling through the records that were sitting in this part of the bookshelves over here, and there seems to be pages torn and things missing.
Illyria does make note of that, but I'm not entirely sure we're interested in going through all of the books and figuring out why somebody would take records.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna like leave it for now and tell the others later.
Okay. You wanna go into this room over here? There's just on the
sure.
other side.
She's just kind of like going through every room, mostly to not have to talk to Nyx right now.
Fair. Okay, well, you look into a very strange room. It's a bedroom, and every corner of this room is lined with dolls. With deep red skin, black hair, some of them dressed beautifully.
It's all dolls of her, isn't it?
Others plainly. Some of the dolls fill along bookshelves, and others arranged in neat rows on the wall-mounted shelves.
Please tell me there isn't a life-sized one.
Still, others are piled atop a bed in a heavy wooden chest. What most odd is that all of the dolls, apart from their clothing, look like the same thing. Eerily familiar to the doll that you were given from Rictavia or Ricton. There's also a funky smell in here.
No.
It is not the smell of like rotting flesh or something like that, but there's something in here.
Okay, you said something about like a box?
There's indeed like a footlocker beside the bed. No, here is the little footlocker, but you also got yourself this huge cabinet.
Lyria's gonna have a look around.
Mm-hmm. Where do you go first?
The footlocker by the bed.
Okay. Seems to be filled by clothing
Fair enough.
and hygiene articles and things like that.
And she's gonna check like over here.
Mm-hmm. You open up the cabinet. It's like 2 doors that goes wide. And you stumble backwards, because you're staring into the face of a red tiefling girl. Smiling at you.
I think Illyria definitely expected it, but obviously wasn't prepared for it.
It's like, for a second you thought that they were just like a face there and they're alive, but when you take a step back you realize the threads connecting to the body from the top of the cabinet propping up Arabelle into this specific kind of dance-like position, and she's dressed in this beautiful little ballerina white thing with ribbons in her hair, but her gaze is glassy to the point that you actually realize that her eyes are glass.
I wish I could fuck her again.
There's makeup on every part of the skin, but there, as I said, there's not really a smell of decay. Some of it might have been masked by some kind of heavy perfume, but this body is not rotting.
I have to show Nix. Well, I mean, we were aware of, like, it looks like it was preserved, right? And Lady Wachter did tell us she told him about that.
Yeah, remember, there's a little bit of a flashback in your head to when you had your discussion with Lady Wachter, where you learned that Isaac was the one responsible for Arabelle's disappearance. And that was when he inquired if she knew the process of mummification.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at Arabelle in front of you, it sounds pretty likely.
Lyria's gonna close it again and leave the room.
Alright. You took some time up here, investigating and being stunned by this, so you can actually hear Nyx's feet tapping up the stairway. Do you wanna close?
Lydia, are you...
I'm over here.
I not much downstairs, just some used clothes and not that many rations. Did you find anything up here worthwhile?
Nix, I found Arabelle.
What do you mean you found her?
I found her body thing.
Here?
And she's just kind of like gonna step out a little, sort of like motion for Nix to come over and show him to the room and open up. Wardrobe.
Nick's kind of like with a confused look on his face as he enters the room as Illyria escorts him over to the closet. His eyes widen as he sees Arabelle posed as a puppet.
Yeah.
And he kind of like stumbles back into the hallway, into the door, and says, You kept it here? We slept here. She was here while we slept. What kind of monster would do this? What kind of monster would do this?
We know what kind of monster did this, and he definitely got off easier than he deserved.
Believe this. I mean, I kind of thought with all the dolls, and he like looks around to the dolls and goes, "Oh, more dolls, dolls everywhere. No, thank you. No, you're here. I'll be Kelvin."
Yeah.
Illyria is just like, I found her like this. Now I'm gonna traumatize all of you too.
Okay. You run downstairs for the safety of Calvin, I guess.
Haven't been mushrooms, buddy.
I think I saw some, but why should I share with you? And I start feeling a little bit better in your heart by bickering a little bit with Calvin. He always helps in that way.
Mm-hmm. He has a slightly greenish tint of purple.
All right.
Yeah, like constantly just like very ambivalent, like within two different emotional states. And yeah, very flustered, very panic attacky.
I think Calvin notices that and brings even more Calvin to the table than the normal.
Illyria gives Calvin a little bit of a nod and just gives Nick some time. Says, I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's a little too late. Could you just told me? Why did you have to show me?
I don't know. I thought it would be easier. I wasn't thinking.
You look like Sophia.
Didn't know what to do when I saw her too. I was going to ask you if we should
do. But me feels that Luvash would want her body to perform even
I
like the
was
rituals. But
thinking the same. Just, I don't know, it might bring him closure, but I've seen him.
it is a Vista anyway. We have to deal with the proper cultural aspects of things. I would think that even though it might be harmful to Luvash, not knowing the fate of his daughter, just
I don't know
just
what
loss.
your people usually do, but I was thinking we should probably see that we bring her body to her family.
Yes, this is what we must do. We have a duty, and hopefully
Didn't
it's
think I could hide it from you if I tried, so I'm sorry.
okay, Lydia. How are you to know? Just a funeral for Vistani is kind of a strange occasion. It is not meant to be a sorrowful affair. It's meant to be joyous. It's meant to celebrate life and that everything has an end to it. However, when it comes to this situation, a young girl being kidnapped and taken and dealt with in this way, I do not think that we should tell Luvash all the details, you know. I think he deserves a little bit more respect than that. Allow
Well,
him something.
yes, but we should at least let him give her a proper funeral.
I think so. I think
But the more details we leave out, the better.
do you want to take her out of there and maybe wrap her in a sheet or two or a tablecloth, whatever it is?
That's what I was thinking.
We brought the cart to the Blue Water Inn. Maybe when Aswada gets here, we can load it up and tell her of one small errand we have to make on our way out. And be prepared for, well, an odd reaction. Anything else? Upstairs? I'm kind of hesitant to go up there now.
There are a few more rooms that I haven't checked. Somebody other than us was taking some of the records. The door to the office was open. So somebody has been in here.
I imagine someone wants to reset their debt. What with bookkeeping happening here? Another reason to get out. This town will eventually eat itself.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all the same to you. I'm going to sleep in the 7 squats downstairs, at least for this night. I'm not at all comfortable where I am.
Well, I couldn't blame you if you didn't want to sleep here at all.
Well, hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully Aswada comes back before then, but her note was pretty vague. But you know Aswada maybe a
If you
little bit
want
better.
to, I can see if there's still some wine left.
Wine? Is it good wine?
Was it good wine?
It was a Red Dragon Crush. So, complete okay.
Maybe a little. And by a little, Nick thinks a lot.
Illyria just kind of like gives him a slight smile and goes downstairs with Nyx and just like gives him a glass of wine.
Yeah, and you kind of create this little makeshift dinner situation by the fireplace, with what is left of this barrel of wine. Just hearing the crackling fireplace beside you. Eventually, Lyria go off and search the house a little bit further. Found, a bathroom, a powder room, 2 closets, the master bedroom. But basically all of Vargas's items are still there, but several are missing on Lady Patrona's side. Her closet is kind of open and things have been thrown about. And when you're done exploring the house, not feeling that happy with being upstairs alone, you take the help of Calvin and you kind of cut the strings down, gently put Arabelle, that feels pretty wooden, wrapped into some kind of white sheets, brought out of that room and placed perhaps inside of the bathroom on the top floor, so she's not in that situation any longer, giving as much respect as you can.
That's the least she deserves.
Yeah. And you drink what is left of the wine. It's basically 2 bottles there, so it's enough to get a little bit tipsy, but not.
I mean,
really
I don't think, I think Illyria is just gonna leave Nyx to have as much as he wants and or needs.
Alright. Next, do you get drunk?
I mean, the moment he starts drinking, he'd be like, okay, this is gonna be a bad night. And he continues to drink, he'll get drunk.
Okay. Calvin kind of pats you on the shoulder, and then, eventually, after having some small talk with each other, you together go to the servant's bedroom downstairs, seeing it has four beds, and eventually sleep finds you. Still waiting on Asphodel, hoping that she will be coming back soon.
You know what time it is?
Young lady!
Sick. Young lady! You're grounded!
And in the middle of the night, in your fitful sleeping, Nyx, still being drunk, during these hours, so it's very much a groggy affair. You wake up by the sound of Kelvin's foot creaking on the floorboards, looking a little bit sweaty. He sees that you're awake and says, "Oh, you sleep. Just had a nightmare. I'm going out for some air."
What?
Kind of pushes you back down into the bed. I said, "Sleep. It will be fine." Kind of pushes a mushroom into your mouth to quiet you. Then,
Sucking it like a pacifier.
Yeah, exactly. And then he tiptoes out of the house. Yes, and then meanwhile, in another part of Vallaki, oh no, not Vallaki, the Valley of Barovia. There we go. In the quiet evening of the night, quiet hours of the night. Let's see. You have just been awoken by Gilly, Asphodel. I see you've been up for a little bit and you've gotten some sleep, but it's your time to sit and keep watch again. It's a calm night. Let's, what happened to my glory? Oh, that's where I want.
Ooh, animated campfire.
Yeah.
Very roaring.
Yeah.
kind of fuel they're using? Damn.
The strongest stuff.
It's like pure ethanol.
Apparently.
Forget ethanol, methanol.
What?
One less carbon.
One less carbon, yeah. Less black soot.
Oh yeah, she'll gladly take her turn, let Gilly rest, and has 100% confidence that Nyx is doing just fine, along with oh my gosh, my brain. With Kelvin.
Yes.
She, along with that, 100% confidence that Nyx and Kelvin are doing fine at this moment. She already knows 100% Illyria is not. Probably not.
Okay.
She doesn't need to know why. It just is.
Okay.
I'm inching ever so closer to just trying to party and joining Strahd.
Well, okay. Anyway, you palpably feel some kind of anger wafting towards you in the night air from nowhere.
She
Don't worry, she'll just like blow it away. Nothing big.
Right. There's heavy clouds carpeting the sky above you, mists hanging in between every tree. Fire crackles comfortably before you. Sound of Gilly, Bloody, Felix, and Jessica breaths can be heard at even intervals around you, calming you down even further. But you know you cannot relax in these lands, and you are no fool. And you're on your guard this whole time. Is there something you think about sitting there with fire?
Oh yeah, of course, like throughout her watch, she'll throw out primeval awarenesses. Assumedly.
How many of them do you have?
I mean, there's no
Limit to them.
no limit.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
there's limitless.
Damn. All right. About a half an hour into your watch, almost like meditating at this point, there's a ping.
Oh.
One single ping of something undead. Moving closer.
How far away?
At the very edge of your
10 kilometers. And how far has she traveled in the day so far?
You came like halfway there. So it's definitely more than 10 kilometers back to Vallaki. Probably be thinking about Vallaki is probably 4 or 5 miles away at this point, as in 40-50 kilometers away.
Okay, so it's a good ways off, It's a good ways off. But
And
still.
walking 10 kilometers takes a bit more than an hour, usually.
And so she senses it's moving, right? Is it like moving closer?
Yeah, roughly.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. 30 minutes in. Son of a bitch. Okay. She is going to, have her halberd at the ready. And she is going to, if it takes an hour for it, about an hour for it to come to them, she'll wait 5 minutes and a ping, another primeval awareness, and then one more after another 5 minutes. So, 10 minutes pass.
And for every primeval awareness that you do, creature has moved a little bit closer.
Yeah, hell no. Asphoda is going to wake up like Gilly. Cause I know it's been recent, right?
Yeah.
Had he already passed out?
Yeah, he's already passed out. And now at the point he's been sleeping for about 40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to wake him up.
He kinda grunts as he wakes up, looking like around him, looking for any signs of trouble. Not seeing anything immediately, looks into your face, searching for an answer.
She quickly says, I've detected undead at the edge of my senses. 10 kilometers. It may be here within 50 minutes as it's coming closer.
He immediately sits up. What's the plan? Running from it or facing it?
I don't know if there's more, or if it could summon more. But we need to move now. I don't want it to come closer.
You have confirmed that it's moving in on our position.
She nods her head.
Then will we not lead it to the fishing village, where we are trying to find our safety in? Perhaps moving towards the third direction, seeing if it changes its path, would be worthwhile.
Likely. That would be a good option to take. And I can run interference. Have you go onward while I stay back.
Are you sure?
Very.
He
Then
nods.
again, I don't know the status of this fishing village or why the occurrence of this creature has come up, but I'm sure I'll find out when I encounter it.
I will not let Lottie enter that fishing hamlet before I made sure it's safe. She will stay with the kids in the forest. I will take a look.
Good. Asphodel will, get up. I'll make my way to it now. That way I'll be focused on me and not any of you.
He places his hand on your upper arm. Appreciate it.
Of course.
And then he gently goes to wake up Lottie and the kids, saying softly, like, we have to leave. He's very gentle about it, but very determined that we need to go. Not caring about the questions that are coming from Lottie or the kids. But have you already left at that point?
Yeah, once she sees, they're waking up and getting ready to skedoodle on out, she's going to, make her way towards this ping.
Alright. You continue having your primeval awareness going, sensing
Of course.
it's coming closer and closer,
Yep.
and you basically, it's been traveling up the same path that you have been traveling around the lake, following in your footsteps, you could say. And so you're basically just traveling back towards Falaki. By every primeval awareness you do, you and that little foul stench that is on your radar is moving ever so closer to each other. Anything you want to do to prepare?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. An hour. Okay. So I know the duration of Armor of Cold is 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows she is going to cross roads with it, pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to cast Armor of Cold at the 2nd level.
Oh. Alright. Make me a quick soul check.
Okay. What's the DC? Should be like 12?
It's 12 plus the level of the spell, so 14 in this case.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I can just roll it on manually. Woohoo! 17.
Yeah, no. You have absolute concentration this evening. Not gonna let something hurt those you love.
Okay, she's got that 10 temp HP. Alright.
That you do. Anything that you muse to yourself as you head toward the threat, or are you all work now? It's all business.
It's all business now.
Okay. And about 30 minutes later, as you have met this undead halfway, do your ping one last time, and it's very, very close.
Okay. Obviously, she has her halberd out as she is riding, and she is on guard. And of course, like, since she can track humanoids too, kind of like make mental note of the position of Lottie, Gilly, and the boys.
Yeah. They're about 40 minutes away from you at this point, getting closer and closer to the edge of your 10 kilometers. So they're making distance. And then you hear crunching down this muddy and grassy road in front of you's footsteps. They are unhurried, not light, not heavy, determined, yet careful. And then, shining out of the darkness, at the edge of your dark vision, is two piercingly shallow eyes, sunkenly set into a decaying blue and black face. A face that you realize as they take another step forward. Somebody you recognize.
Oh. Shoot. Wait, is it that guy that the group faced earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
son of a
one who-
bitch!
A face.
Isn't that the thing that didn't have a soul?
A face you stared down in combat with when you were attacked by zombies. The one that was different. The one that could paralyze a person by the sole power of their gaze. He wears the same set of tattered armor that you left him in. The damage you caused to the armor is still visible and evident. There's no rusted sword by his hip anymore. That lies in your wagon. You killed this thing. It didn't have a soul. Yet, here it is, staring at you with complete calmness.
Okay. To Asphida's knowledge, are there such creatures that come back like this? Like that, would she know?
Make me a quick intelligence check, considering your background.
Okay.
Aspida does a fixie.
Damn. Nah, it's a 2.
I mean, undead can be very irritating to get rid of, considering their undead nature, but you have never experienced or heard about something that has clearly been killed and doesn't have a soul. it rises up again.
Okay. She'll actually speak to it. You know, keeping firm, like 40 feet away, you know. 40 feet away. She'll say to it,
Has to be 30 because you've a dogfish.
oh, yeah. She'll say, and so we meet again. Do you remember me?
There's a slow nod, and you can see its eyes are taking you in, searching something around you, eyes often landing on your hip and around your neck, eyes furrowing. The mouth opens to reveal like a rotten cavity, and there's a bit of a wheeze coming out. Give neck me mine.
Did he say give neck mine?
Mm-hmm.
Give neck. Oh. She says, a necklace. One of that dragon.
He reaches up, indeed, and places like an arm to just in front of his chest, where indeed a necklace would have been. And he stares deeply towards you, eyes searching, finds something gleaming in the dark. Something silvery. A dragon necklace around your neck.
But this is Asphoda's, right?
This is yours.
Okay. She removes the necklace she has. Because the other one is left with
Yes.
Nyx. Yeah. What? So this is the one of hers, and Nyx has the weird one.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. She unclasps hers. Obviously a different kind of style than his, and shows it to him. This one belongs to me. The one you're looking for, I gave to one of my companions in order to carry a note. If you want that necklace back, I'm more than willing to lead you back to Vallaki, where that necklace is, and return it to you there. Do we have a deal?
Danger. Living. Can't.
You can't come close to Vallaki. I know it's dangerous. You've done quite a bit to my group last we met.
Raises his hand, points it towards the necklace you still have openly. Mine. Not mine. Why?
Why this necklace is not yours, and why I gave it to somebody else to carry a message.
It's a shake of the head. Then, oh, are you?
Can you hear me? Oh, can you repeat what you said?
It was who are you? Very broken up though.
Sorry, let me exit and re-enter.
Oh, no worries.
Technical difficulties.
Technical
Please hold.
Please hold.
I heard that crystal clear.
Okay.
Okay, repeat what this thing said.
It said, it shook his head after you asked your clarifying question. And then it said instead, who are you?
Who am I? I am, well, others regard me as Sir Asphodel, but Asphodel works fine as well. I am a paladin of the Argent Purifiers, of lands outside of this one. I follow Boreas, and it seems you as well.
No. I am that. You are false.
In what way?
You. Not order. I am order.
An order of what?
Purifier of Argent.
Oh, so you know them. I will be honest with you. I joined to protect my brother. Your accusation that I am false may be correct, but I stand to protect those I choose to protect, those close to me, from all the undead and whomever else that may harm them. What were the Argent Purifiers were like when you walked as living?
Uninitiated. You are taken. My keepsake. Prove your honor. Return it to me. At the statue of our master.
The statue of your master. Is it this dragon statue I've heard much about?
There's a nod.
And that is towards Kresk, is it not?
South.
South, I see. She'll give a nod. Very well. When I reconvene with my party, we will travel south, and I will return it on my honor.
Promise struck. Your move. And he basically just starts stepping out of your dark vision, and you hear those footsteps crunching down the road southwards.
Okay. he didn't say like a time of when it needs to happen, right?
No, not really, no.
Okay. All right. Well, that's definitely something she's gonna do as soon as possible.
I got a lot on my plate. And then
Well, yeah. Yeah. She's definitely and with that settled, you know, when the footsteps kind of quiet till it's nothing there.
Yeah.
She will turn the horse back to travel towards the group.
Okay. All right. And as Asvada is catching up with Gilly Lottie and the two kidnapped children, we're gonna go for a break. Woo! Nice, very nice. I am going to point out, so to refresh your memories, with that situation where you were camped and then a bunch of zombies attacked you. When this thing came into the fray, it attacked one of the normal zombies beside you, and then you attacked it.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
We don't need your damn help. I'm just the Panda Dragonborn.
Kind of a big whoops. There's undead. There's another undead.
Yeah,
I don't need no help.
that was exactly how it went down. You were like, oh, this one is like the leader, and then you immediately attacked, and this guy was like, ah! And then you took its necklace, and here we are.
I
Here we
mean,
are.
what are you gonna do? You show up to an undead fight as an undead, you're gonna get stabbed.
I'm so
Racism.
intrigued by all of the story.
Racism? To undead?
Yeah.
I mean,
All
I'm
undead
not
look
sure
similar
that's
to
how it
you, huh?
works.
all races though, like
Yeah, they do.
Does undead look like
Life-ism?
similar to you, huh?
unlife-ism. I don't know.
Unlife,
the unlife
life
movement.
matters.
Unlife matters.
Lives matter.
Alright, I'm gonna go and give us some water.
You're an old-fashioned racist. That's how we do it down here in the South.
Oh god.
Up Barovia.
Oh, today's interesting.
Everybody loves finding puppet children in closets.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Also, I'm pretty sure at this point in time, like, everybody's just kind of at each other's throats. By which I mean mostly everybody's at Illyria's throat.
There's a lot going on, for sure. There's a lot to unpack. It's a question of whether or not it is unpackable.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
I don't
Down
know.
in the Chateau.
Is it unpackable?
The day, the
could
session
be.
is not over.
Y'all come back now here.
Oh, it better not have been over. Shit. Took me 2 hours for my entrance.
Boom! Suddenly, corpse child puppet.
At least it was, contained and it wasn't like walking around as a creepy puppet.
True.
Yeah,
I do like me some like walking around creepy puppets though.
I mean, that's what it's talking to one.
Do you
so-
want me to retcon and say like this thing attacked you? Is that what you
No!
want to do?
Look, I still have like
That's the
planned.
scarecrow.
Like, do you remember in Death House that thing that attacked me from the closet that I just couldn't hit to save my goddamn life?
Something attacked you from a closet?
Or was it a closet?
Oh yeah,
I
no,
don't know,
from the wall, from the wall.
From the wall.
Oh,
the
the death
wall,
house thing. Yeah,
yes.
it came through the wall.
And the closet? What?
No, I just have memories of something jumping at me and I
Yeah.
just couldn't hit it
Yeah.
to save my life.
That was definitely
Mhm.
Elizabeth and Gufor.
Mm.
What? You're just making it worse. Reminds me of the Island of Puppets. What the frick? What's the
I don't know, I
Island of
like creepy stuff. Why do you think I've played Curse of Strahd like 3 times at this point?
Puppets? Yeah, well, I never played a Curse of Strahd like mine.
I mean, yours is the best that I've played.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't follow the module. Module's fine.
Oh,
But
it's
only
fine.
fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love seeing different people's like take on Curse of Strahd.
Question is,
Fair.
is the sex puppet a product of Becky's mind?
Half and
Or
half,
Yoi's mind?
actually.
I'm betting it's Yoi's mind.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say how it actually is because I don't want to put like Curse of Strahd spoilers.
No,
So
it's okay. I don't think Shed cares about this. About there's this random fisherman on the Lake of Sarovich that just has stolen Arabella. And I was like, this is freaking.
Oh, I know the original stuff. It's freaking boring. It's
I
like,
also
oh,
like
she was kidnapped on the lake and having a tea party.
I only know what's actually up with the dolls.
Oh, yeah. I removed that because of.
Yeah.
This is better and worse at the same time.
Yeah, like
Depends on like hate it.
Yes, I agree. What the frick? There's an island.
I
of
actually know of that island. It's really creepy. I love it.
La Isla de las Muñecas.
Oh yeah, that one.
South of the center of Mexico City, close to the Estadio Azteca football stadium. Dolls of various styles and colors are found throughout the island, originally placed by the former owner of the island. What the fuck is wrong with you, Julian Santana Barrera? Maybe the dudes helped to chase away the spirit of a girl who drowned years ago? This doesn't help! He died because of one of a heart attack? I wonder why! Sources say it was close to the same spot where the girl drowned. Okay, calm down. I was getting a little bit too much overboard. Okay, I'm never visiting Mexico City. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. Thank you. Much appreciated.
My life is enriched. Not in a good way. Just
like
just
Arabelle.
enriched.
Okay, would it make you feel better if I tell you about like a tiny owl?
Oh yeah.
No.
I like
What?
that.
Like the tiniest like owl there is. It's called elf owl, and you should totally Google it.
Okay, thank you. Let me cleanse my palate.
Eye bleach.
Oh my god! My soul! Look at that, sits in your hand. No. Oh, look at those muppets.
I remember when you used to have on your stream like random gifs of like puppies and like cats and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the good
Those are the
times.
days.
Yeah. Before I got the fancy overlays and not the space for everything anymore.
Yeah, after I corrupted you.
Yeah. Well,
My fault.
did my best to try and find something interesting visually anyway. Okay, we're gonna get back into it. Is there anything else you want to like roleplay Asfada with Gilly, Lottie, and Jessica and Felix, other than just like saying goodbye to them?
Not to my knowledge. I don't know. I know like Asfada after Mr. Undead came by and she just and tells them what's up. It's not after them.
Yes.
No.
It's
definitely not after them. It was just tracking her down to retrieve completely. She won't go into detail.
Yes.
But it's not towards them. She's taken care of the problem.
Okay.
But after that, now she is going to this fishing village. She's going to this fishing village, doing a whole like sense of the place, and only then will she be all this is safe. Yes. My stamp of approval. No undead, and then she will make her way back to Vallaki.
Yes, and that's basically how it goes down anyway, because at that point, Lottie, Gilly, Jessica, Felix has been up and traveling for too long. They didn't really feel up for setting down camp again. So like, just keep on going. Jessica falls asleep a little bit on top of the horse, and Felix has to like protect him. But you get a little bit proud of how he's acting around Jessica. He seems to be taking care of him, doing what he can.
Definitely. Asphodel knows they're in safe hands.
Yes, and you in the rays of the very, very early morning, in that twilight, in the gloom, you come upon that little fishing village. There's not more than like 30 or so people who live here. Seems to be a very modest place, but it has a little pub in the middle of the town, not big enough to like serve any food or offer any beds, but somewhere where the people can come and congregate and drink a little bit and tell fishing stories. There are some fishermen that seem to be, and fisherwomen, persons, who are already up at this early time. Lake Sarovich is a huge lake. There's a lot of fish that comes with the season, with the river Iblis flowing through it. So you can see on the misty waters in the twilight, and by the small docks, people are already drowsily pushing their boats out onto the lake, going to check various nets. And it seems like a sleepy, small, modest, cute in a way place. There's no pings on your radar for any undead in the 10-kilometer area. There's to the north some faint dots of humans, but then also, or humanoids I should say, but there's also a bunch of them right in front of you.
Yeah, I was wondering, like.
Yeah.
Probably like the hunters.
None of them are alive. No, all of them are alive. And
Okay.
They aren't real.
they give, all of you some looks. There's some whispers, but Gilly in himself is a pretty intimidating creature, so probably won't do too much to him when he's around.
Yeah. Okay. Now that she knows, stamp of approval. Whew! Sigh of relief.
Mm-hmm.
She'll definitely say her goodbyes to Gilly, Lottie, and actually she wants a little talk with like the boys.
Jessica and
Felix.
Felix?
The boys, yeah, and Felix, especially Jessica.
Yeah.
Because that's technically Father Lucian's adopted son.
Yeah. He's kind of like having his big fist in his eyes as he's trying to like rub the sleepiness out of them. He's looking around, feeling a little bit confused of where he at, and then he cranes his neck like almost 90 degrees upwards to look up at you as you regard him.
Okay, she'll kneel down to him, and kind of push some stray hairs away and kind of help him like rub the sleep out of his eyes, and say, Jessica, how do you feel about this place from first glance? I know you're tired, but I'm curious.
I like fish. And the lake has always been very cool. I haven't kind of want to go out and fish.
Well, you certainly will do all the fishing around here. But
I'm also missing father. My father.
Father Lucian.
Father Lucian.
Father
Wait.
Lucian.
Will he come soon?
Asphoda will, gently put her giant claw on his little shoulder and say, I'll be returning to Valaki to see if it's still there. If Father Lucian is there, I will certainly let him know where you are. It'll be your choice to go with him or stay. I don't know what happened in Valaki, but I will certainly tell Father Lucian where you are. At least, if something happens in Valaki again, well, this place seems to be like a good place to put second roots down.
I didn't know we'd have Father Lucian. But now that I do, kinda like the thought of having a father.
And I'm sure he enjoyed having you as his son. And he wouldn't want anything bad to ever happen to you.
I know. Well, big lady, you tell him where I am and so he can come and get me. I don't want to be too long away from him. Father never says to cry, but I don't know if I can keep that promise soon. I miss him.
Oh, I know you do. And I hope he's still there.
Somewhere else?
But if something happens to him, do know. And she'll clasp his little tiny hands with hers.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you will grow up to be a strong man that will make Father Lucian proud. You feel sad now. That's normal. But turn it into happiness. Be somebody. Be somebody that not only you can be proud of, but him as well. You already have a big brother, don't you?
Oh, I like to think so.
I like to think so too. And I know your big brother here, Felix. And she'll look at Felix.
Mm-hmm.
Will do the same.
He takes a step forward, places a hand on his shoulder, and looks down upon him and says, I will try my best to protect you, Jessica, of course. It might not be much, but I will try.
Not much now, but certainly more in the future. And she'll stand up and get adjust the stuff that's on her back.
Mm-hmm.
And regard Lottie and Gilly and the boys and announce, I will be going now back to Valaki and to see what may happen to it. If Father Lucian is still around, I'll certainly tell him, and only him, where his son is. Is that all right?
Yes. Lottie comes forward to super tackle hug you. say that you need to be careful. Felix doesn't really need to say much. You can see the adoration for you shining in his eyes, and Gilly is just towering above the rest of the people here, just watching everybody, and sometimes his eye sweeps around the surroundings.
Oh. Ah. I will, Lottie, I will. I know you're in safe hands, and I hope to see you all again.
Lottie
And,
tries to be brave and like sniffles down tears, trying not to make them show in front of the kids. Like,
oh. Well, take care to all of you. I'll be off.
Alright, you leave them standing there with the horses and the little packing that they have in the this misty bags of the river, and you with your poor little, well, you changed horse with one of the other horses.
Yeah.
Back. A horse that, seeing you leave, looks very, very happy.
Fair. Oh. And before, like, when they were packing, did it seem like Gilly and Lottie also packed some moolah with them, right? Like all their moolah?
But moolah?
Money.
Money! It's you did see Gilly like move into the backyard and bury something, but he did bring like a big sum, but not everything they had, you surmise.
Okay. When the little bit she had, was it like silver, copper, or was there gold?
I don't know. What do you have on your character sheet?
I have a single gold piece to give.
Yeah,
That's all she has.
Because
You
in
have
the
less
party
than-
inventory, you have the rest of the gold. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
she
sure.
only has a whole gold piece to her name.
Well, considering also how small this village is, gold will only get you so far. It probably means that Lottie and Gilly needs to exchange things through hard work. There's not
Yeah,
much
that's fair.
of an economy going with coin here.
Okay, but before the farewell, she'll definitely slip it, to Lottie. She doesn't need it. Asphodel doesn't need this gold coin. They upped and moved.
Her lower lip starts to tremble even more. She considers your generosity.
No, she gives a big hug, but moving
yeah,
on from that. Asphodel is hightailing it back to Valaki.
Keeping a fast pace. You know that you're pretty safe as long as you got primeval awareness going on. You know if somebody creeps up on you, so you set yourself a brisk pace. You will have to sleep rather early this afternoon in some way or in some form, or else you're gonna be really, really exhausted.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you start your about 4-hour brisk travel back towards Valaki. Okay, nice, very nice. Okay. And speaking of which, we're back in this cesspool of chaos and tragedy. That is Valaki. It is morning, probably a bit late morning, until you two wake up. Illyria, Nix.
I'm never drinking again.
Where's Kelvin?
Kelvin, get up. Time to get up, Kelvin. Kelvin?
Nick's Kelvin's gone.
He's probably in the kitchen already.
I'll have a look in the kitchen. Do you need anything?
I'll go get some water.
I can get some for you if you want.
I'm fine, Illyria. I've been drunk and hungover before. Just don't speak so loudly, okay?
Sure.
Looking around the kitchen, there's no Calvin.
Lyria kind of like looks in like every corner, maybe opens up like sort of like a barrel. Looks for Calvin in there.
Great, yeah, he's known to do that. But
Yeah.
no, for once you're disappointed you don't find Calvin in a crate.
And she's going to go back out. I was like, hey Nix, Calvin isn't in the kitchen.
No.
I checked the
How's this?
crates.
The house is too big. Maybe he's looking for another ladle. Calvin! Calvin, where are you? I call out. Walk into the house.
Creaking of the house and the slight breeze of this morning that meets
Is
you.
Calvin's stuff gone?
The door, the bed is still unmade, as if somebody has been sleeping in it, and his pack is still there.
Hey.
He keeps his mushrooms in his pockets, right?
Using a mushroom as a trigger word, I'm gonna remember and stuffing a mushroom in my mouth at night because I have mushroom breath.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
He got up in the night sometime. I don't really recall, but he wanted to go get some air or something. I was not in my right mind to stop him, and if he wants air, go get air. I don't know which air he needed. Perfectly good air here, but for some reason he wanted different air. So now we have to figure out what air would Calvin want in the middle of the night.
Probably swamp air. Are there any swamps around?
Why would he want swamp air in the middle of the night? I mean, yes, there are swamps in Barovia, but still, not exactly something that Calvin would want to go chase after at whatever time in the morning it was. He...
I don't know, just... You know him better than I do.
True, but maybe he's just outside in the garden. Like go at the back, see if he's in the garden.
Look into the garden. Another depressing morning in the valley of Barovia. Thick mists, but a little bit of a gale. But the mists don't seem to care about that. Looking at this very sorry state of late autumn harvest that should probably be taken care of soon. No sign of Calvin.
No obvious footprints in the mud or anything?
Well, make me a survival here with intelligence to try and see what you find.
I don't know, Illyria would help Nyx look.
Okay.
Because surprisingly, she is concerned about Calvin. Who would have guessed?
Who would have thought?
January's not disappointed in her.
Ouch. Is Illyria that bad? Am I playing her?
No. I'm
It's just teasing. You just
Teasing.
take it to heart. Tease everybody. But what you find, there's a lot of footprints here in this garden. You do find at one point like a very small child-sized footprint, but it kind of mingles with the rest. Just a couple of days ago, I mean, there were servants living at this place, and the day before today, there was, a huge overthrowing of Vargas at the Reformation Center, which is basically, over here in this direction. You got the Reformation Fort standing. So there's a lot of people moving about.
But nothing fresh, obvious.
Since there hasn't been raining since then, it's hot to town.
Well, he's not here. Maybe people out in the street know where he is. Maybe he went to talk to the birds. I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm not exactly his keeper, but
Don't think he would go talk to birds voluntarily.
well, where would he go? Why would he say air?
Well, it's something people say when they need some time to think, usually.
Really? I shall keep that in mind.
You know,
Is it,
getting
is he-
outside, getting some fresh air.
He said that he had a nightmare and needs fresh air.
Oh. Well, maybe a saying in the Protectorate, but not here in Barovia. When we say we want air, we want to actually breathe.
Pretty sure most people want to breathe.
Of course, but maybe we're a little more literal here in Barovia.
Maybe.
But, let's take a look at the front, see if there is something there. I don't know.
As you
Good.
say that, you hear heavy at the front door.
Okay, I go. There he is now. And I rush towards the front door. Kelvin, did you lock yourself out in the morning air? And I open the door.
He's actually outside here on the picture, but he's not supposed to be. Pretty funny.
Hey, okay. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that to myself. Oh no, that wasn't a good plan. Instead, you do find one guard who seems to be a little bit flush in the face. Have been about for some time already. Very in stark contrast to two other guards that are standing closer to the road. Here, almost like sleeping, like leaning against their spears, set here from Lady Wachter to make sure nobody disturbed you guys in your sleep. This guard takes a step back, does a little bit of an awkward bow, don't really know what he's supposed to do these days and how he should act, but he goes, Sir, Mr. Sorry for disturbing you so early in the morning. We were just inquiring if Saint Hilaria was done with whatever she is burning out on the fields yet or not.
What?
What? Which, What? What do you mean? Which fields? Burning? Where?
I
How?
haven't
How
set
long?
anything on fire for once.
Yeah, I agree with Saint Hilaria. And I look towards like the horizon or the sky to see if there's like big old billowing black clouds or something.
No, not this time.
Let's start a forest fire.
No, you don't see any smoke on the horizon. Well, we were starting to be scared that it would like spread, to the grass. We did take the liberty of putting it out. I hope that wasn't the wrong thing to do.
Hold on a second. Where was the fire?
Just outside of the eastern gates, up on the hill. You know, we all assumed that you were burning some kind of, you know, the one who did all of this to Valaki and to the Vistani.
Why would Saint Illyria be doing this when she's clearly here?
Well, we do not pursue. Her name was written into the stick.
Ooh, did this stick have a little kind of bowl on the end?
Well, I just only saw it for a second, but it looked like a huge wooden stick stuck into the dirt. Then there were Lady Illyria's name together with a Nyx and a Sir Asphoda, and then on top of it, of course, was this corpse of a child, charred and burned.
What?
A child?
Yes, we were all quite surprised that such a small thing could have had such malicious thoughts about Malaki and the Vistani, but we trust in your judgment, Saint Illyria.
Nyx licks his, moistens his dry lips as he's listening to this guard, and then he does a turn to look at Illyria with like a look of desperation.
We need to see where this happened.
And Nyx like darts off.
Okay. Darting through the streets.
Like full on sprint.
Alright.
Get out of the way! Go! Move!
Go.
Tossing children left, right, and center.
Alright. This poor guard who was kind of like jogging here was like, oh god, I need to follow them, and kind of runs afterwards, calling out, rather brisk for such early in the morning. I respect that.
Look, I'm sorry. This is somewhat urgent.
Well, okay. Fair. Together, you kind of rush down the streets. There's some very, early Barovians who get very taken aback as a purple tiefling and Saint Illyria is like rushing down the street, but the guard in tow is being the slowest of you all because of the armor. And you kind of push
Illyria
away.
would kind of turn back, like, no, it's all right if you need a minute for a breather. You'll catch up.
No, it's okay. I need to do this. My job. Don't worry. Nyx, you kind of push away a cart that is being like pushed over the street. You just kind of panically just push them away and like, oh no, how dare you? Oh, Saint Illyria, good morning to you.
A little cardio.
And eventually you get to the gates. Nyx, you kind of, you're very frantic, like, open them, got them, open them, right? And they get a little bit, stand up a little bit more straight, have been a little bit tired here in the morning, and eventually the gate open. And just in stark view of the eastern gate, about 40 or 50 meters up this gentle slope leading up to the tree line in the distance, there's indeed a tall wooden stick in the ground with something on top of it.
Huffing and puffing from the sprint, I tentatively approach it with held breath. What is this?
Slowly but surely, as you walk up to this thing being revealed from tendrils of mist, is indeed a heavily charred and burned to a crisp, childlike humanoid, mounted and tied around this sturdy wooden beam sticking out of the dirt. Most unsettlingly, you notice as you come closer is that their arms have been detached from the main body and then attached again to the front of the chest through iron nails, one arm sticking somewhat diagonally upwards and the other one somewhat diagonally downwards, creating one straight diagonal line between them on top of the body. There is also a faint smell of burnt flesh that this little breeze hasn't had the strength to carry away completely. Your ice water and your stomach's churn and thoughts spiral through your mind of why, who, when, really. But gazing down from this morbid display to the ground, you see neatly presented a ring of mushrooms around the corpse. And then, for a second, a burning windmill flashes in your mind. It can't be true. It really can't be true, think to yourself. But reality cruelly does not budge to your pleadings.
No. No. Can't be. Happy Cabin. Can't be him. Why? Not him too. Lyric, please tell me it's not. It's not Kelvin.
And are we certain this is Kelvin? Here I will look up once again. Trying to, I don't know, hoping that she can make out something that shows that this, isn't Kelvin.
Do you want to do like a medicine check?
That might go terrible, but yeah, she's looking for anything that would either prove or disprove that this is Kelvin.
Do me a medicine intelligence as you look over the corpse.
10?
10. It's quite obvious that this corpse was once male. It's hard to tell if it's a child or an adult gnome, if that's what you're thinking about, but their ears are very long, despite being slightly burnt away. Longer than that of a half-elf.
And Lyria will just kind of like, sort of like try to sort of like soothing, like comforting, like put like her hand on like Nyx's shoulder.
Nyx backs away when she like touches him. She's like, who is it? It is not Kelvin, right? It's not Ken.
Can't tell for sure, but it's probably not a half elf. I'm sorry, Nyx.
No, he was just here. We were having drinks last night. Why? No, this is not him. It can't be. He promised I'd bring his family. He'll be safe. Who would do such a thing? What?
Do you remember the windmill?
The children?
Not the children. We never got her, did we?
Granny?
Illyria just kind of nods.
And when you were checking out the corpse, Illyria chiseled into the wooden beam is the text, a warning, and then Illyria, Nyx, and Asphodel written underneath it.
It's a warning for us.
Nyx collapses down on his knees, looking up at the stake and charred body. Warning. Another warning. This is a threat.
Yes. Illyria just kind of like gives Nyx some space and kind of like just sits down, kind of like puts her like arms around her knees and kind of looks up towards this quite gruesome display.
Nyx, with trembling lower lip, tears flowing down his cheeks, wringing his hands together on his jacket in the mud. I swear I will avenge you. And the soul mark flares in bright red on the side of his neck. And once more the crown of fire appears. His eyes burn in anger at the visage that he is looking upon. You will die at my hands. I promise you this, Kelvin. Wherever she is, your soul will be avenged. And Nyx does a scream and releases the energies from his crown in a flaming spiral outwards as he screams in frustration, grief, and agony. And collapses down, sobbing into his hands.
Asphodel,
Yes.
you have been traveling to Wallaki. About 10 minutes ago, you arrived here tired from a hard ride. The poor horse immediately is taken to the stables to be given water and feed. And you were directed towards the burgomaster house where the rest of your friends should be. There, you find the mansion empty. And one of the guards tell you that your friends have gone to the eastern gate to look at something.
Okay. Father Lucian can wait. Let's look at something. Okay, she's going.
They said
Going.
something about some kind of shard body or something like that. That seemed
Oh,
pretty bored.
definitely going.
Seemed pretty bored with the details, but you're like, oh, okay, then I'm going. Kind of march through the town, get to the eastern gate, and somewhere above you, you can hear a guard muttering, "You think I fucked up?"
I mean, Illyria was going to try to see if she can find that guard and sort of wave him over.
And just as you pass the gates, you hear Nyx roar somewhere up this hill.
Damn, she bolting. She's running. She's gonna trample all in her way.
Alright, so just soon after Nyx has collapsed on the ground, Illyria, you hear the sound of Aeronoc's heavy footfalls. Asphodels' heavy footfalls behind you. Sorry.
Illyria sort of gets up and turns towards Asphoda.
Does Asphoda see Illyria in her hasty trampling towards Nyx's roar?
Yes. You see Nyx coming into view, sitting dejected and defeated on the ground, sobbing openly. Illyria kind of hovering around him, nervous. And you also see this display of this wooden beam and this small, sharbed corpse tied to it.
She has a stern. As she passes, sees Illyria, she has a stern but confused gaze. And as she looks forward, sees the sight of this wooden thing in Nyx's sobbing.
Mm-hmm.
She slows her pace until she's about 5 feet away from Nyx. And to properly behold what the hell she's looking at in this charred, mangled, disfigured body.
Lyria, are you going to? Or? Huh? Well,
I didn't hear what you just said.
um, I heard that Asfada was trying to basically figure out what she's looking
Oh,
for.
yeah.
As I told before, it's thick wooden beam, some kind of hasted writing inside of the wood saying a warning, then your 3 names, not Kelvin's, and this small child-like corpse tied to the top of the beam with its arms detached and displayed in front of it in a diagonal line.
Who is on top of this list?
Oh, yeah.
Who is at the top and who is at the bottom?
There is a Asphyda Nyx Lyria.
Damn, Asphyda at the top of this list. Shit.
Not everything is Illyria's fault.
Not everything is
Well,
a
I
list.
wasn't asking. I wasn't asking if it was. Anyways.
Oh, actually, there's a 4th name I completely forgot about. It's Asphyda Esmeralda Nyx.
Shit. I can see why it could be Asphyda, given ghost children. I can see that. Wow. Okay. She's gonna, tentatively go up to Nyx, look up at the body, and put the pieces together, the small shape, the stature, this ring of mushrooms, a big giveaway, and say, what in Boreas's name happened in the 24 hours I was gone? That isn't who I think it is. Is it?
Nyx is sobbing and not really responding, is more dejected, and he's on his knees on the ground and his spine curled and his head bowed, and I guess Illyria's there.
I mean, Illyria's around. She was about to let Asphyda do Asphyda things. She's going to pipe up from probably behind Asphyda, as Asphyda presumably just walked past her. And is like, I can't tell for sure, but it's very likely.
How far is the body from her? Like, how high on this pole?
Yeah, you can reach it. It's basically head height for you.
Okay. And what's propping this thing up? Is it rope? The nails?
It's just basically very harshly just put into the ground. It's not that heavy on top.
Okay. She's taking this shit down. Carefully. She's gonna take this god-awful pole down. Remove the most likely crocus off the top.
Kelvin.
Oh, my bad. Kelvin.
Yeah.
A gnome of many names.
And just hold it staring at it, looking at every aspect of this horrifically charred corpse for any clue that this is indeed Kelvin.
As Illyria noticed, the pelvis is more of a male shape, and seems to be shard remains of very long ears. And you're quite sure that this humanoid wore clothes when it was set on fire, but you can't tell what those clothes are.
She just, still standing, holding this corpse. She doesn't release a single tear, but the air around her begins to chill. It's just noticeable. And her eyes just bear deep into where this corpse's eyes are. In silence.
Alright. And as Asveda silently grieves in her own way, cradling the corpse of what you assume or presume is Kelvin, Nyx crying his heart out on the ground, and Illyria watching both of them anxiously. Sadness in her face too. We're going to end tonight's episode of for some other mystery.